Hello, we are so excited to kick off today's programming with Anu Jain and Kylie Schuyler, friends of Girl Up and longtime advocates for adolescent girls. Would you all like to tell us a little bit about your work before we get started?
Sure. So my name's Anu Jain, and I've actually been involved with Girl Up almost since inception, from the time my daughter got involved, and I've been on the advisory board since it was created. I'm an entrepreneur and just really focused on the advancement of girls and women. And I'm really excited, just having seen Girl Up evolve over the years. I'm just really excited to see where we are today, and really excited to be launching the gender-based violence program with Kylie. So really excited to be here.
And I'm Kylie Schuyler. I am the founder and executive chair of another organization called Global Glow. And I'm delighted to be part of the Girl Up campaign here. This has been really one of my big focus points for girls. We know that girls can't become empowered and able if they are not feeling safe. So when Anu came to me and said, I've been involved with Girl Up and we're getting ready to launch a very important initiative for gender-based violence, I said, I'm in 100% because girls everywhere need that.
Mm-hmm.
So I work with another organization, but all girls are going to benefit from this, and I'm so delighted to be part of that. I have one other thing to add, and that is I am also an entrepreneur. I'm a social entrepreneur. I run a for-profit business that funds girl-focused organizations. So I'm working for girls because girls are the greatest investment we have, and we need to make sure they're safe.
Incredible. So that drives us into our first question, which is, what is the motivation behind your work and your passion for supporting adolescent girls?
Well, so we know that girls, basically they've always been held back. And it's just shocking to me that in today's day and world, today's day and age, something as basic as safety for girls and women is still such a universal problem. I mean, we live in a world where, we've advanced so much with technology and so many things have changed. Yet, girls still face the same issues of safety, basic safety, as well as many other things that we faced hundreds of years ago. So something has to be done about that. I mean, we have to change things. We have to offer, girls have to be put on the same level as boys so that they can reach their full potential. And that's what I've always loved about Girl Up, because Girl Up is all about girls leading other girls. And so I have seen it in action. I have seen the impact it has made both for my daughter as well as so many other friends whose daughters have joined the Girl Up program or started a Girl Up. And I am really excited to see, what we can offer to these girls.
Absolutely, Anu, I agree with you 100%. Girls are really so critical for true social change. We know girls have been undervalued, and the education of girls has been undervalued, and certainly girls have been held back because of gender-based violence throughout the ages. So it's really critical that we look at girls as one of the key ways that we can create social change. And I really, truly believe that in all regards. This initiative is really critical for all other things we do with girls and all the other investments we make in girls, because we know they need to be safe. And if we can help them with that and help empower them, they'll change their families and they'll change their communities and ultimately change the global community. So I am 100% a believer in investment in girls.
Agreed. I think next question is, was there a particular story or moment that really solidified for both of you the power of youth voices in shaping their own lives and their own futures?
I actually have like a couple of stories. I mean, I can start at, in my own house. I have two sons and one daughter. And just, growing up, I saw how basically, my daughter was offered everything the same as my sons, but when it came to safety, I always had to kind of hold her back and tell her, be careful, when you're out late at night, like try, to come back with somebody, where the boys had the full freedom. And I just saw her fighting, and, especially being a teen advisor for Girl.Up, she knew how to fight for herself and really determined to get her way. And, she is a leader in her space today. And I've just seen the power of girls. We need these strong girls. And one of the big important things I remember when I was visiting one of the programs that of Girl.Up in India, I went about 3 years ago with my daughter, and we visited the remotest villages in India. And it blew me away. We went to visit some of the Girl.Up programs, and there was this one girl in particular, and her parents pulled her out of the school at a young age of 10 years old. And she started going to these gatherings where these girls would come together and discuss, basically the programming of the importance of education and girls' rights and stopping child marriage. And she literally went back home and she told her parents she, wanted to go back to school. And she starved herself. She said, I'm not going to eat for days, until you put me back in school. And the parents finally gave in to that pressure. And so it was just fascinating to see that, once you expose girls to, give them the equal rights and give them a voice and courage to speak up, I think that's one of the biggest tools that we need to give to all the girls. That you have a right to voice your opinion. You have a right to fight for your rights. It's fascinating to see, the change that we can make in this world and make these girls leaders today.
Wow, I love that story, Anu. That's amazing to hear. I have I've observed girls do similar things throughout my work and my travels. One that comes to mind, it's similar to your story, was outside of Phnom Penh, and it was a school that was opening in a rural area that hadn't had a school for the longest time, 40 years, I think, since the Khmer Rouge destroyed them all. And the school was opening and the boys were being enrolled. We could see the boys coming and the girls were being held back. And those girls were strong, like your girl and your story in India. They spoke up and said, we want to come to school too. And so the adults around said, we need to make sure those girls are able to get into these gates, because we know then they'll be safer. They won't be trafficked into the sex trade. They will then have an education as well. So those girls spoke up too. I mean, really, really strong, courageous girls, because it certainly wasn't going to be common that the girls would be brought to school. They were going to be kept home to do domestic work. So I saw the same. And when those girls showed their courage like that, you just knew, like, I need to make sure I do my part to make sure those girls are educated and are safe. So I have a similar thing, little girls' faces, around age 10, speaking up for themselves and saying, I want that for myself. Yeah, very powerful. I really am always inspired when I think about those girls who can speak up like that.
Yeah, I love that. And I love your point about making sure that we're doing our part to best support these incredible activists and leaders in their own lives. So our last question is, what do you hope Girl.Up Club leaders will get out of the launch of our new gender-based violence curriculum?
Well, I'm really excited because, since I've been involved for so many years, I felt that that's one thing that's been lacking is basically having a formal curriculum on gender-based violence. And I feel that, with this curriculum, Kylie, why don't you go?
Okay, Anu, okay.
I'm choking on my water.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, all good. We can edit it out. So.
Yeah. You want me to go?
In the beginning, yeah. Start.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just say this. I'm hoping that the girl leaders will know that there are adults like us that understand that 1 in 3 women say that they've had physical or sexual abuse in their lifetime, and we cannot have that continue. So I'm very excited that we're going to have a girl-led programming, and the reach that Girl Up has as well to take this curriculum out to the girls all over the globe so they can benefit. And I'm really excited that that's going to happen, because I really think that with Girl Up and the efforts of all that are helping here, we will spark social change. We will bring about that, that necessary change and end gender-based violence, because those girls are strong and they're going to speak up once they're equipped with this curriculum and safe spaces to talk about it. So I'm excited for what's going to happen. It gives me the chills, if you want to know the truth, because what is happening here is monumental. There's nothing like it, and the world is going to be changed by our efforts here with those girls in the leadership position. Yeah.
And yeah, and Kylie, I mean, I totally agree with you. You know, I am so super excited to see this curriculum being launched. That's one thing I felt that was lacking in the Girl Up curriculum. And, you know, I feel that the Girl Up leaders, not only will they empower themselves with the curriculum, but really take it out there to all the Girl Up clubs and all the girls around the world. And really, it's about giving confidence. And I truly believe it's about giving a voice and telling girls, hey, it's okay, you know, say, do what you need to, say what you need to, don't be scared, because even there are, you know, villages, whether around in India, Africa, wherever, girls are even scared to speak up to it's to their parents or to their brothers, and say, no, I'm not okay with this. Don't do this to me. You know, I don't want it. And so I am really, really excited. I think this is going to really move the needle for girls everywhere, to give them the confidence and safety. I mean, it's terrifying. I mean, as I said, that it's shocking that in today's world, we still have to worry about basic safety. And all of us, I mean, it doesn't matter which part of the world we live in, all of us girls and women still worry about, you know, walking on an empty street or, so, sorry. I took my allergy pill this morning, but the weather here, so anyway, sorry about that. But, you know, as I said, I am really, really excited. I think this is going to change the needle. It's going to really empower girls. It's going to give them a voice. It's going to give them confidence and courage to really go out, fight for their rights, and really achieve their full potential and lead the world, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah, I truly believe that too. I believe in the power of girls. I think girls are going to create a safer community for everyone. And this is one of the vehicles. This is a tool and resources so they can do that. So I'm just delighted to be part of this. So I feel privileged to bring this into the world with Girl Up.
Well, thank you. We feel privileged to have such incredible partners and friends of Girl Up who are committing so much time and energy into making sure that girls are supported in their efforts to combat gender-based violence in their community. And we are, as we said, we're so excited to launch our gender-based violence curriculum coming this fall. And it is certainly going to be one of the ways that you can take action with Girl Up.
Wonderful.
Really, really excited. So thank you so much for offering this to all the girls around the world.
Yes. Thank you to Girl Up, and thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much.